I'm about to fly to one of the most dangerous countries in the world. As a storyteller, I'm interested in people and places that can defy our previous assumptions, make us expand our perspective, and expose our limited worldview. Throughout my experiences over the past few years, I've learned that nothing is black and white. Nothing is as simple as we'd like it to be. Instead, everything is more like various shades of gray. There's good and evil everywhere. Which is why I decided to visit a country I never thought I'd see in my life, Afghanistan. Afghanistan has been in a continuous war since the Soviet invasion in 1979, which eventually 9 years later, as the war ended, led to a civil war for power between militia groups and over time the gruesome control of the country by the Taliban. The final and current chapter is one we're all more familiar with, the US invasion in 2001.
The United States military has begun strikes in Afghanistan,
which, unfortunately, after 19 years, still hasn't fully ridden the country of terrorist groups. The complexity of the political situation has unfortunately given Afghanistan a bad reputation around the world, hiding its immensely rich and beautiful culture from all of our eyes. And today, I'm hoping to change that. But this doesn't take away from the fact that I am flying to a country that is still incredibly dangerous. Foreigners get kidnapped for ransoms, random bombings happen throughout the country every week, if not every day, and having a local guide who understands where civil limits end and where Taliban borders begin is absolutely imperative. Luckily, I'll be going with my friend Drew Binsky, a fellow content creator who has the goal to visit every country and is currently at 190. He's been to Afghanistan before with his incredible guide Noor, who's taken over 500 tourists to visit his country he's so incredibly proud of. But first, a very valid question that I think many of you will have is, what about the pandemic? I got tested 3 days before leaving, the day before leaving, the day I left, and the day after I'd left. All 4 times tested negative. I've now been isolated at home for the past 14 days, and neither me, Drew, or our guide Noor have shown any symptoms. And I know that we've said this many times before, but given how much is outside of my control on this one, and that my return flight leaves 96 hours later, this is definitely the most uncertain and dangerous trip I've ever signed up for. The trip to the most dangerous country in the world, supposedly, is about to begin. I'm feeling very, very nervous. I woke up to a lot of missed calls from family trying to persuade me not to go. For now though, time to catch this flight at the middle of the night. I can't see another white person around at the moment. On the bus ride over here, I looked down and I remembered that I was wearing love over fear. And took a moment to think about, what does that mean in this moment? I feel like this trip fully embodies fear. You Google Afghanistan and all you see is explosions, is terror, is misery. And on top of that, I've never had this much backlash on any trip that I've ever done. It's not just fear in the news, it's also fear from people around me, and then obviously fear within myself. I can sense my own ignorance already because I'm afraid. I'm sitting here and I feel completely different from all of these people. And so for me in this moment, love over fear means surrendering to the truth that humanity is inherently good. Because anytime in the past when I've truly followed my gut and chosen love over fear, it's turned out to be the greatest decision I've ever made. Especially when fear is particularly loud. How you doing? Yeah. Welcome. Thank you. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Hello. Taking my first steps in the country of Afghanistan. So far, everybody's just been incredibly nice. Many people asked to make sure that I have somebody here to take care of me and that I'm not fully on my own. It's the most people that have ever talked to me on a flight before. Dude, how are you? Oh my god.
Dude, welcome to Afghanistan, man.
What are we doing right now?
Welcome to Afghanistan,
My god, look at your outfit.
You made it.
How are you?
Good.
I'm Thomas.
This is Noor.
Great to meet you, Noor.
Very, very welcome to Afghanistan.
Oh my god, thank you so much for having me. Oh.
Thanks. Forgot about that.
Welcome to Herat. Hello.
On this 4-day trip, we're going to spend the majority of it in the historical city located in the western part of the country, Herat. Herat is the 3rd largest city in Afghanistan and felt like the perfect city to get a first short glimpse into the country.
How you feeling, dude?
Amazing. I'm almost tearing up looking at the window right now, and I'm in like complete disbelief. It's a landscape and a place that I genuinely never thought I would see in my lifetime. So to actually be here and see it, I can't wait.
Out of all the countries in the world, man, like this one is the most, I guess the word I'll use is surreal to be here, because you hear about Afghanistan on the news, you hear about these bombings. There was a bombing yesterday in Kabul. A lot of them don't even make the news anymore because it's happening so often. And as we speak, the Taliban is controlling about 50% of Afghanistan. It's pretty scary. There's only, how many provinces are open? 6?
Yeah, 6 to 7 provinces for now.
Out of how many?
Out of 34.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. In here, we don't really have like too much Taliban and stuff like that, but we have like some random thieves, some kidnappings when you like go quite away from the city center.
How far away?
Like probably like 4 to 5 kilometers.
4 kilometers away.
Yeah.
It's a big gate at the entrance of our hotel.
Oh, what a place.
Wow. Oh, look at our hotel in Herat. Huh. Thank you. 308. Wow. What are we doing now?
All right, I got your traditional Afghan outfit here and a matching blue turban for you.
Amazing.
Let's get you all dressed.
This is step number 1 of blending in, right?
It's kind of respect to the culture, to the outfit, and
Yeah.
people really like it. When they see you with this normal clothing, it automatically creates a friendly atmosphere.
How do I not rip this?
Yeah, it's sometimes tough to get it on.
So
This is our daily outfit?
Yeah.
you'll get used to it, don't worry.
It's really comfortable when you start wearing it.
Blending in. All done?
I ask you like all day.
Whoa! Whoa! Wow.
How do you feel, man?
That is not what I was expecting. That's amazing.
It's amazing, right? You just-
Wow. Whew.
You're more Afghan than me.
This is a bulletproof door. Oh wow!
Thank you.
It's not the official moment yet.
Wow.
So this is the outside of the Friday Mosque of Herat.
The backdrop of this mosque behind us is really interesting. It's just a whole bunch of kids playing cricket on the little dirt patch available, and above us are some Apache helicopters. All the reminders of where you are all at once. How are you? Good? Oh! Oh, oh, oh! Huh? Over there? Should I film this? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they really want me to film this moment. I don't know what.
Yes, yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Yes.
America.
Yeah.
Salam.
Oh, salam.
Afghanistan. Afghanistan.
We've been caught up in the middle of this cricket game, and it's everyone's going crazy. Oh. He's directing me right now. What should I film? This? Yeah?
Dude, you're ballsy for giving anyone your camera.
He just wants to film. Drew said it was very ballsy of me to give my camera away to one of the kids.
I thought one of them would run away with it, but they didn't.
No, he just wants to try it. This guy's a future director right here.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
You are?
Sweden.
Sweden.
Thank you very much.
Thank you from Kandahar? Ah, Kandahar.
Kandahar is very good.
Very good. Yes.
What just happened?
Just came up to me and asked me to try to figure out where I was from. They were just really nice. Well, we are now actually stepping inside of the mosque. Holy.
Dude.
It is much bigger than I expected.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Where are you from?
Sweden.
Sweden? She's my mother and my sister.
Oh, that's great.
Hello. Salam alaikum.
That's amazing. What are you guys doing here? Just visiting, or are you?
Yeah, just visiting, yeah. What can I do for you?
Oh, just,
Nothing, man.
just
Yeah,
say hello.
yeah, just hello.
Nice
Great to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you.
They're incredibly friendly. Like, he literally just asked the question, what can I do for you?
Unbelievable. Yeah. That's just part of the conversation here.
Like, I didn't grow up particularly religious, but when you're here and you have those shared experiences with people, it feels like the pinnacle of what the point of religion is, which is just connection and love and like caring for each other. Looking at someone in the eyes that has a completely different life than yours and speaks a completely different language, and having a connection. Those are the times where you have like a shared moment of humanity that like transcend culture, it transcends borders, it transcends language, it transcends belief. It's just like, hey, I have no idea what you have been through, and it's definitely completely different from what I've been through, but maybe that's a part of what contributes to us having like a moment of friendship, even though we can't even communicate with each other.
Right.
I feel like we've had a few of those experiences here as well, where you're like just connecting human to human, and that's it. And you're just fully present with each other. You don't understand each other,
right?
But it doesn't really seem to matter because you're with each other.
Thank you so much for coming, both of you.
Thank you, thank you. On our first full day in the country, Noor took us to a place I couldn't believe existed in Afghanistan, the Citadel of Herat. Built in 330 BC during Alexander the Great's conquest of the Middle East and Asia, this citadel would serve as home to many rulers in the following centuries. Afghanistan was located right in the middle of the ancient Silk Road, where the east meets the west. So so Herat and surrounding cities thrived from the international exchange of goods, knowledge, and traditions. This citadel serves as a reminder of Afghanistan's deep roots and its impact on the world. There are some military choppers flying above us right now. That's a clear reminder that even though we're here in this peaceful citadel, we are still in Afghanistan. And that's a reminder you get quite often as you drive around or walk around the streets with all the heavy military presence pretty much everywhere. We're not able to film any military because if you get caught doing that, it can be some serious issues. Very strange experience to have, to be in such a beautiful historical place and at the same time be reminded of the context of the country that we're in. So the caretaker of this citadel is opening the doors for us and taking us around. He just told us he likes our outfits.
Everywhere you go, when you meet someone, they'll offer you tea.
Yeah, without offering tea, it's like they miss something. Like they don't feel comfortable.
He's offered us 3 times, so we finally took his offer.
We finally took his offer.
Nej, säg. Come, wajalla.
I'm really curious to know what his experience was like when the Taliban took over Herat.
He says like the unhappiest experience ever. When a young boy had like a nice haircut or something, they made you go and shave your head. If someone like were trimming their beard, they put him in prison until the beard regrow, and then they would let him go out. For example, the women, they came out by themselves. The women were not allowed to go to school. If you were caught like stealing, they were chopping the hand. I myself, I saw hands hanged on the tree in a square in Mazar-e-Sharif.
Are both you and him worried that once the US troops leave that the Taliban are going to take over the country?
Everyone is worried about that. Even now, almost they are controlling like 60 to 70% of the country. Like anywhere, just outside of the city, you cannot go.
Is there distrust amongst people because you don't know who collaborates with them and who doesn't?
Yes. Local people looks like Taliban. Taliban also looks like local people. Yeah. So,
Thanks for sharing.
Teşekkür. Thank you so much. Fascinating looking out the window. It's unlike anything that I've ever seen. Basically not a single tourist in this entire city. It kind of feels like a time capsule in history. It's a culture that's been so isolated from the rest of the world as well because of the wars, that being here and seeing it is unlike any other travel experience that I've ever had.
That was awesome. The market is always the first place I like to go when I visit any new city because you get a feel of what they're wearing, what they're eating, how they act. Salam alaikum.
Salam alaikum.
he asked to stay for dinner, be my guest. You're very welcome to Afghanistan. Stuff like that.
I've never seen a country with such diverse like facial features. You know, you go to the US, people are very diverse because they've immigrated from all over the place, but the local Afghans like just ethnically look so different. Like you see some people with very dark features and then some people with much more like South Asian features. Right. And like it's just like such an amazing blend.
Are you rolling? Yeah, so this is kind of how you do it, man.
Cool, yeah, we got a lot of space here.
Dude, that is...
This is a lot of food.
Yeah. As well.
All right, first real Afghan meal. This looks absolutely delicious.
There's no way you won't like that.
Wow. What is he doing?
So we've just been invited to hang out with some local guys and smoke some hash. Dude, I love how he just whipped out hash.
Afghani hash. This is crazy. Look at this stuff.
Cool. So
Let's go do some cool stuff.
dude, that was the best, man.
Let's interject here with a quick culture and history note. Apparently, Afghanistan produces about 80% of the world's supply of hash and is rumored to have invented it centuries ago. We would typically not go after a moment like this in a Yes Theory adventure. We don't want to promote the consumption of either hash or alcohol or any kind of substance for that matter. But given that travel videos often feature wine in countries like France or Italy, we've decided to make an exception, even though the stigma around hash is much larger around the world, that for the sake of a cultural experience and a story for the grandkids, to say yes to this invitation.
Child on a motorcycle. He was like 7 years old.
Well, we are walking over to our driver's house. Definitely the more remote area that we visited so far.
Oh, dude.
No way!
Oh. Assalamualaikum.
Sit right here.
Sit.
How you doing? What are we doing right now?
Very good, nice.
Yeah. Afghanistan.
Chilling, man. Just chilling.
There's no other better setting that I would imagine having this kind of experience. It like literally just feels like homies hanging after school.
So the coolest part about this experience is you feel like you're hanging out with friends in LA. We can't speak to each other, but it doesn't matter. Like, we're bros. Right? Exactly.
This is my love.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, oh, that was great. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Oh my God, that was amazing. That was so fun.
Yeah,
Thanks for bringing us.
Are you okay with some pomegranate juice right now?
Yeah, I would love some pomegranate juice.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
We are getting some pomegranate juice, freshly squeezed off the street. Wow, that's amazing. Never had pomegranate juice before. I'm very glad Afghanistan is the first place that I do. Absolutely delicious. Over the next 2 days, Noor took us to the landmarks of Herat. So today we're exploring more of Herat.
This is the tomb of Gilgarchat Begum, the wife of the minister of the 13th century.
And although this city has seen destruction and invasion for lots of its history,
Here the complex was so huge they destroyed all the walls because they were worried that the Russians would come and use that as a base, so they destroyed everything.
it's just interesting to hear all of the different generations of people that decided to come here and destroy this country. One at a time, we've taken turns to take down the beautiful culture that has been here for hundreds, if not thousands of years. I also noticed how lively and flourishing it was. One interesting thing we keep noticing everywhere is there's kites in the air. Really everywhere we go, and you see little kids running around with them. There's 3 of them right there. There's 2 right there. There's 1 over there. 1 right there. Pretty incredible. It's a very endearing and just sweet way to see kids playing together.
Everybody thinks Afghanistan is a really bad place, but I'm trying to tell them it's a very amazing place.
Thank you so much. There are so few little people like you in the world. Thank you so much. So we have hope, we have energy, we have so talent in Afghanistan, and we're gonna make our country to a better situation.
Every time we ate or walked around, people would offer to have us at their houses with open arms.
You guys look very nice, like with Afghan outfits and everything. And he hopes the time you're having in Herat, you will have a very good time. And he says if you want to come to our house, you're very welcome.
Oh, that's so sweet. That's so kind. But the best part of it was seeing the love Noor had for his country and history.
You're welcome to the Shrine of Hijab Abdullahi Ansar, a philosopher and a poet of Herat during the 10th century. So the age of the stone out there, the gravestone that you see, that's like almost 600 years old.
Off camera, Noor explained to us the challenging childhood he'd had and the one way that he thought Afghanistan could change: investing in education. His dream was to start a school for children left on the streets. So on the last night, we decided to sit him down to hear his story and surprise him by helping him make his dream finally come true. It's been amazing getting to know a little bit about you, and I just wanted to have a conversation a little bit about your experience. Being here, it feels like the Taliban and just the terror is like a disease in a very special place. This war has been going on for, I mean, since you were born, right?
I was born right in the middle of the war, and I was raised in this situation. I was exactly born in the north of Afghanistan, a city called Mazar-e-Sharif. Yeah, the toughest moment was when Taliban came to Mazar-e-Sharif, actually. So as a very young kid, I saw lots of like dead bodies. And the day when Taliban came, I was like 11 years old. They took over all the areas and they were stacked at our village. All of our men came together, like even normal people. They left their job and shops and stuff, and then they were fighting against the Taliban. People were so scared, and they evacuated like the whole area. They all by walking, they tried to go and escape into the mountains of Charkent out there, but unfortunately lots of them were killed and died between the city and the mountains because Taliban were shooting behind them. Lots of heavy artilleries. 25 to 30% of the people were killed like that on the way from the city to the mountain. So it was an extremely horrible situation, and well, everyone was scared in our families. We had to leave everything behind, like the family, the house and everything. For a while we stayed quite away from the city, like for a week, and after a week we finished our food and water and everything, so we had to come back to our house. And then when we came back, the Taliban put our house on fire. So when we reached at the house, the smoke was coming out. We tried to, at that time we didn't have like water in the pipes, and we tried our best, but we couldn't save the house. Like for 3 days and 4 nights, our house was on fire and it was just burning and burning. It was a crazy situation, but it was like a miracle. No one, hopefully from our family, was lost in the wars.
There's not a lot of the times where you hear these direct stories coming from people that lived it. Hearing the news, it's so sad that we've gone so numb to like, oh, another bomb goes off in Afghanistan. And the horrible thing is that's several families losing family members, and you forget that the people that suffer the most from terrorism are the people that are in the countries where it's happening.
It's a bit difficult for me to talk about these crazy situations in Afghanistan, but you know, I have a passion about this country. I'm just really worried about the future of Afghanistan right now when I see all these amounts of beggars and kids and children with no education, and they're just growing older and older, at least to help to offer a better future for Afghanistan. So I'm thinking of making a new school, like a shelter, to somehow help these children, give them the money that they're earning, but instead asking them to come and stay in the shelter and educate. And I have very good, you know, network of my friends, people who are educated, and they want to volunteer to support these kids. And I'm really hoping at the beginning of 2021, we're having a shelter, because mainly I am trying to cover the kids who are like begging on the streets, no families, they're just left behind. But still, beside that, there are children who have families, but they're extremely poor. These two types, because they're really the future of Afghanistan and they really need support.
So I went to bed last night and I was just staring up at the ceiling, and I was just thinking about this, like what you were telling me. And I messaged my friends, and they all really connected with the story as well. And as a part of this video, we're releasing Seek Discomfort clothing, and we would love to take some of the proceeds from that and contribute to your school.
Oh, that would be so nice.
And so we're thinking of bringing you $10,000.
Oh wow, man, that's I can immediately buy like a piece of land for the compound.
Is that true? Okay.
Yeah. I already spent $4,000 to buy 400 square meters of land for the school, but still we need a lot of money for the walls, to build the actual house and everything. So my whole saving from last year was 4,000, and I separated that 4,000 for the kids, and I already bought a piece of land somewhere in Mazar-e-Sharif. So hopefully we're going to change that to a compound. Yeah, this is nice of you, man. This is like really, really touching, man. You know.
There's more to this.
Yeah. So Thomas and I have brainstormed about this, and I would like to make a contribution as well. Several $1,000s I will be adding.
You know, man, I'm about to cry, man.
Oh, man.
So without your help, we're going to go to the knees, man. We cannot do anything. So I was really hoping that someday I was going to do this. You know, even my English is kind of crazy now, man.
Okay.
I'm sure this school will be a good thing one day, and I will remember that you guys were almost the first people who helped me with this. Thank you so much, my friend. I cannot forget this moment, man. This is...
Give a hug.
Thank you, bro.
You're going to make something beautiful, and I know it. Even though I only had 4 days, Afghanistan was truly the most impactful country I've ever visited. It might not show at the start of the video, but while boarding that first flight, I almost had a panic attack out of fear, basically questioning every decision I'd ever made up until this point. But deep inside, I knew my gut was telling me to go. Because I think today, more than ever, the world needs positive stories that bring us together. I'd never felt so welcomed before. People were so incredibly friendly, and I'm excited to hopefully come back one day and see more. As you heard, there are obviously lots of challenges this country is still facing. But I do think that it is resilient and compassionate people like Noor who have the ability to create the positive ripple effect of change the country needs. Offering Noor $10,000 to help start his school was honestly a split-second decision I made after feeling so touched by his story. But I knew I'd regret leaving the country without offering tangible help. Obviously, there would be no way for me to do this if I wasn't confident that our community and Seek Discomfort wouldn't be reliable avenues to make something like this happen so quickly, which is the magic we're able to create with Seek Discomfort by building our own brand. And so, if you're interested in supporting us and getting yourself or someone you love some clothing for the holidays, our Black Friday drop is live right now and for the next 7 days. We hope that you're looking forward to seeing Noor's School for Children flourishing in 2021 as much as we are. After my COVID test the day before leaving and the day after when I landed in Dubai, I made it out of Afghanistan safe and sound and COVID-free. I've been home now for the past 2 weeks like I'd originally intended and have been so grateful for the eye-opening trip this was. I hope that you have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you for watching all the way to the end, and we'll see you next week.